Alrighty guys, we have a new LEGO ideas set to take a look at here. This is the Botanical Garden. It has 3,792 pieces, retailing for $330. Now as per usual, we're going to talk about value and price to part, all that sort of stuff we'll talk about towards the end of the video. For right now though, let's just jump in, get a first impression of, exactly what we're looking at here. Now when I first look at this and I heard this was coming out, I saw very low quality leaked images and I was really excited for it. One of my favorite sets that I've never gotten is actually from the LEGO Friends line, and it's that botanical garden sort of building from that line. It's like an $80 set, it's not too big, and this is like a very much more extreme version of that, essentially. And I'm wondering if this set exists because of that set. Nonetheless, though, we have a lot of vegetation and plant life in this thing, as the name would imply. First impressions for me are really good. It looks like something that would fit really well into a LEGO city. I'm thinking just right off the bat, there's going to be a lot of tiny pieces in here, and obviously we'll talk about price to part ratio towards the end, but that'll definitely kind of factor into the perceived value of this thing. I like the little tree here with kind of those vacant fall colors, I guess you could say, flowers along the end, all the vegetation. It looks good to me. I can't complain about that. The building does look pretty massive, but it also looks incredibly hollow. The difference between this and, say, a 3 or 2 base plate wide modular building would be that the modular building would be sectioned into rooms within, whereas this looks to be like maybe 1 or 2 massive rooms. So I think that's the main difference here, is that this thing is going to be very, very hollow. If we turn around to the back, it looks like there's kind of a little area for seating and such, and I believe that there will be like a cafe area right there, actually. Other than that, there's nothing really too distinct about the back of the building, not really a whole lot of room, compared to modular buildings, which have a whole, maybe like 5 studs or so worth of width on the back, place for minifigures to pose and all that sort of stuff. This really doesn't have that much room. Not really a major issue for me, but it's something worth noting. Here is probably one of the more interesting factors, the fact that the roof can lift off in its entirety, and there are so many large glass pieces in this set. Now I'm just going to mention right now, I really hope they find a way to package these massive windshield glass pieces without having them get scratched up in the process of boxing and shipping and all that sort of stuff. I have the Avengers Tower Lego set, and a lot of those bigger glass pieces have scratches on them, and it's really unfortunate that happens, especially with such a high, pristine, expensive product, because this is a very expensive product. $330 is a lot of money, so I really hope they find a way to make it so those glass pieces don't scratch in that shipping or packaging process. It looks like we do have some very tall plants in there just from lifting the roof off, which is, I hope we get a better look at that. I really appreciate as well that they give you the ability to lift the walls off. I almost feel like that's something that maybe the modular buildings should maybe take a hint at, because it's really hard to get your hands in there as big figs ourselves, but when you have those walls removable, it makes things a whole lot easier. Here are some kind of close stills, and again, these are generated images, not actual images, so it might look different in a real room with real lighting, all that sort of stuff. Some various plants in the background. I'm not a botanist, I don't know plants all too well, so I'm going to try to stay away from that, but I am a LEGO fan, so I can comment on that sort of stuff. This is kind of interesting how you have a set of stairs that go up to a balcony, and that's really all it is. It's just a very, very small balcony, probably enough room for 2 or 3 figures. I'm not sure how practical that would be in the real world, but I don't mind it here. This looks like, I'm going to mess it up, it looks like some form of a palm tree to me. I'm probably very wrong on that. I have no idea what type of tree this is. You can certainly comment below if you would like, but I like it. I think that it's looking good. I like all the different vegetation and all that sort of stuff. I have no issues with the interior, the way it looks. Here's all the figures, and we're actually getting a lot of figures here, which I don't mind all too much. I'm not going to really delve too heavily into them, because a lot of them are sort of just generic citizens, but I'm fine with that. I'm fine with the figure selection. I have no issues in that department. Here's what we're really interested in, kind of what it looks like in the real world. It looks like we have kind of a botanical building, maybe within a botanical building. Lots of plants right here, lots of plants right here. I think it looks pretty good. It's sizable. It looks about the size, I guess you could say, it's 2 base plates, right? I think I'm seeing that right. This is that cafe area that I was talking about. Looks like just generic coffee, bagels, that sort of stuff. But I don't mind that. I think it's kind of nice. I like that a whole lot. Here's some just other little stills you can see. I'm assuming those would be like roses over there or something of that sort. It's just a really cozy, nice looking set. I like it a lot, especially like this angle right here. And I'm not sure if this would be achievable with a camera or not. But I appreciate that they put in the detail to have like little labels by the plants and all that sort of stuff. It's just a really, really nice looking set. I am a little bit disappointed that we've got stickers here though, because usually with idea sets they tend to print stuff, and I guess they didn't this time around. So that's a little disappointing to see. I'm not overly worried about it, but I would like prints. That would be pretty awesome if they did that. I'm noticing here right here that you can actually lift up the trees and take them out, so that's good as well. That's good to see, just so you can get your fingers in there a little bit more into the interior and all that sort of stuff. This is a good looking picture. I like the way it looks right here. That's awesome. Back of the box, of course, nothing we haven't really seen yet here, but yeah, that's pretty good. Let's see if we have any videos to watch. We likely do. This is just that generic 360 view, very much a generated image. You can very much tell that. I like this little area right here as well with like the watering can, little tools and such. That's just a nice little addition. Oh, look at that. This is such an early generated image. There's not even studs on the base plate. So this is not accurate at all. Take this with a grain of salt, unless they have some sort of fancy base plate that I missed. No, yeah. So that's really interesting. I mean, it's so early generated, they don't even have a date yet for when it comes out. Okay, I think we had one more video to watch. Let me see if I can get to that real quick. Yeah, that's interesting that the base plate doesn't even have studs. Super bizarre. Here is that video for you, just showing kind of the building process, all that sort of stuff. Yeah, I think it looks good. I like the color scheme. I don't really have too many complaints with this one. Again, really like that the walls can lift off. This is an angle you'll probably never be able to get with an actual camera, so keep that in mind. That's kind of how the tree's going. Okay, cool. It doesn't even look like they're attached with studs. They just kind of slide in there, and they fit very snug like. That's good. Yeah, I have no issues with this. Let's talk about price and value and all that sort of stuff. We are looking at 3,700 pieces, almost 3,800, so we could round up to that. I'm fine with that, 8 pieces off. Lots of tiny pieces here, but you do also get lots of big pieces. We got 2 base plates in this one, and those, I guess, are worth, according to Lego, they're worth like $10 a piece. Take that as you will. And a bunch of big window pieces, right? So there's some decently sized pieces in here. If we're looking at this in terms of price to part ratio, it's got a positive price to part ratio. We're looking good there, right? My only issue, this isn't licensed. It's an idea set. Usually the price to parts on those tend to be better, I think. Maybe that's just me thinking 4 or 5 years back. Nonetheless, though, in terms of value, I'm fine with it. I think that it's a fine price. It's just about what I would expect. I believe this is actually the second most expensive Lego Ideas set, the first being the Dungeons & Dragons set, I believe. But I'm fine with this. I like the set. I hope to get it one day. I'm not sure if it'll happen. It's pretty pricey, but yeah, let me know in the comments below what you think of this, if you plan on getting it, all that sort of stuff. If you liked this video, if you made it this far, please leave a like. It helps out a whole lot. I appreciate you guys, and I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye.